walk into your backyard, and it's just another ordinary space. But what if I told you that everything you're about to throw away could become something magical? From broken pots that turn into fairy houses, to helmets that bloom with flowers, and bottles that become walls of light, this isn't just recycling. This is art born from the forgotten. Welcome to a summer where trash transforms into beauty, and every small piece tells a story. Hi, and welcome to Mind Over Decoration, a channel that celebrates imagination, sustainability, and the love of turning nothing into something beautiful. In today's video, you won't believe these 22 summer garden upcycles. From trash to fairy magic, we'll explore creative, colorful ideas to transform your garden using what you already have. You'll find timestamps below. Skip to what inspires you most. And if you have questions, drop them in the comments. Maybe to you, I'm just another voice behind a screen. But every frame you're about to see, every sound, every spark of color, carries a real story. A story about creating beauty from nothing. About turning ordinary moments into something that feels alive again. This isn't just content. It's a piece of who I am, and what I love. So before we dive in, take a breath. Look around you. Because today, we're not just decorating a garden. We're rebuilding a dream, one recycled piece at a time. And if this kind of creativity speaks to you, if it makes you see your world a little differently, please like, share, and subscribe. It's a small click for you, but it keeps this dream growing. In the warmth of a summer morning, the garden hums with color and laughter. Once forgotten tires, dull, cracked, and heavy, have awakened as gentle creatures of wonder. A butterfly rises from the corner bed, its wings spread wide, painted in whispers of pink and sunlight blue. The air around it smells of wet earth and fresh petunias. Beside it, a small ladybug rolls softly in the wind, her red coat gleaming beneath the golden light. In the heart of the yard stands the owl, tall, proud, and wise, its feathers brushed in turquoise and gold. Beneath its gaze, the rabbit planter blooms, ears pointed toward the sky as tulips burst from its center. Every color sings, every petal dances. Even the air seems painted, shimmering in 1,000 tiny reflections of light. Near the stone path, a peacock of tires unfurls its jeweled tail, and a bumblebee hums nearby, landing between flowers made of metal and dream. The frog smiles from the pond's edge, eyes mirrored in the calm water. Around him, cosmos and sunflowers sway, like a chorus of old friends returning to life. Nothing here is waste. Nothing forgotten. Each curve of rubber and streak of paint tells a story, of care, of hands that refuse to throw beauty away. The garden is alive not only with blooms but with hope, that even the discarded can dance again under the sun. The sound of bees, the scent of soil, the shimmer of petals, all blend into one soft hymn of renewal. In this place, the earth reclaims what the world abandoned, and through a touch of imagination, trash becomes wonder, and summer becomes eternal. When morning comes, the garden awakens not with sound, but with light. 1,000 fragments of sunlight pass through the glass, scattering colors across the petals below. The wall stands quietly, built from bottles that once held laughter and summer wine, now reborn as a symphony of glass and bloom. Each bottle is a memory, green from an old celebration, amber from a forgotten picnic, blue from an evening by the sea. Now they belong to the garden, a cathedral of color where sunlight paints the air. The scent of roses drifts between the gaps, mingling with the cool breath of glass that hums when the wind whispers through. At dusk, when the sun lowers and the air turns golden, the wall begins to glow. The light bends through the bottles, bathing the garden in a gentle rainbow. Every flower, petunia, tulip, cosmos, leans toward it as if drawn to its quiet warmth. It feels alive, as though the wall itself breathes. Children stop and stare, even the bees slow their flight to hover in its glow. The bottles hold not just light but stories, of things once emptied, now full again. And in that moment, under the fading summer sky, the world feels whole. The glass wall becomes a bridge between past and renewal, between what was discarded and what can bloom again. By nightfall, the fairy lights awaken, flickering softly within the bottles like captured fireflies. The garden sighs with color, shimmering under the moon's touch. It is here, among glass and petals, that beauty and memory live side by side, whispering that nothing, once loved, is ever truly thrown away. There is a corner of the garden where the wind never rests. Here, among rows of cosmos and marigolds, tin cans spin like golden suns. Once they were dull and forgotten, buried in boxes of yesterday's use, but now, under summer's light, they have been reborn as flowers that move. Each one is painted by hand, petals brushed in shades of yellow and flame orange. When the breeze passes through, they turn, catching the light as if the sun itself had chosen to dance. The sound is gentle, a soft metallic whisper, like laughter carried on the air. Bees hover nearby, curious, mistaking them for living blooms. A child stands barefoot in the grass, eyes wide, watching them spin. To her, it is a field of magic, a place where the world has learned to play again. The air smells of paint, grass, and sunlight. The sky above mirrors the colors below, endless blue laced with golden petals. As evening comes, the wind slows, and the spinning slows with it. The garden settles into a soft hum, a dream of motion remembered. The tin cans gleam with the last light of day, tiny mirrors reflecting the fading sun. They are proof that even the simplest things, a piece of metal, a forgotten can be turned into joy. The flowers do not wither. They do not fade. They wait for the wind, and when it comes, they dance again, a gentle rhythm that turns trash into wonder, stillness into song, and summer into a moment that never truly ends. There is a path that glows even when the sun is gone. It begins at the gate, where the scent of roses greets the air, and winds through a sea of green toward the heart of the garden. But this is no ordinary walkway. It is a river of color, a trail made from the forgotten tops of bottles and jars, now reborn as tiny jewels beneath your feet. Each step brings a new pattern, a swirl of turquoise, a bloom of crimson, a sunburst of yellow caps glinting in the light. The mosaic shimmers as if alive, catching the sunlight like fragments of summer itself. Between the stones, small petals rest, pink from the petunias, white from the daisies, blessings from the wind. Children run their fingers along the designs, tracing circles and spirals that tell silent stories. The garden hums around them, bees, the rustle of leaves, the whisper of breeze through lavender. Even the ground seems to sing, a low, happy note of creation reborn. By evening, as twilight folds softly over the garden, the solar lights awaken one by one. The pathway becomes a river of stars, each cap reflecting a fragment of light. It feels as though fairies have walked this way, scattering their magic behind them. Every cap once had a purpose, to seal, to hold, to protect. Now, in this garden of second chances, they shine again with new life. The path doesn't just lead somewhere, it tells a story. A story of color from waste, of imagination from nothingness. Here, under the golden breath of summer, the world remembers how to see beauty, not in what is perfect, but in what we choose to love again. Beneath the roses and tall sunflowers lies a world that few ever see. A village no larger than your open hand, where doors are carved from broken clay and windows glow with morning light. Here, in the quiet hush of summer, the fairies have built their home from what the world left behind. Once, these pots held plants in the corner of forgotten porches. Now, their cracks have become pathways, their fragments, walls of tiny houses. Moss carpets their roofs, petals fall gently over their doors. A little ladder of stones climbs to nowhere but dreams. If you listen closely, you can almost hear laughter, soft as the wind moving through petunias. The garden watches, silent and kind. Bees drift lazily overhead, and the air smells of clay, sun, and bloom. Each tiny home catches the light differently, one golden, one amber, one kissed by green shadow. Even the broken edges shimmer like glass when the sun hits them just right. It is imperfection reborn as beauty. As dusk falls, the lights awaken, small, flickering lanterns glowing inside each pot. They shimmer like captured stars, breathing life into the night. The fairy village hums with warmth, its shadows alive with stories. Children often stop here, kneeling in the grass, eyes wide with wonder. For in this place, broken things remember how to dream. And maybe that is the heart of summer, not perfection, but renewal. The season where cracks become doors, and the smallest corners of the world shine with impossible light. There was a time when this umbrella had known only rain. Its fabric torn, its handle bent, it waited in a forgotten corner, silent, still. But one summer morning, the garden called to it. Hands brushed away the dust, a coat of paint revived its spine, and soon, where raindrops once fell, flowers began to bloom. Now it hangs above the garden, turned upside down, a bowl of color suspended in air. Petunias spill from its edges like waterfalls of pink and white. Ivy winds itself through the metal ribs, reaching for the sunlight that dances through the canopy. Beneath it, the world feels softer, the light filtered through petals, the air scented with roses. Sometimes, in the afternoon breeze, it sways. It moves not like a tool, but like a dream, a cloud that has decided to bloom. Bees drift lazily beneath its shade, and butterflies mistake it for a sky they can land upon. The garden hums in approval, a gentle applause of leaves. At dusk, small lights awaken within it, tiny golden sparks that rest between blossoms. The umbrella glows from within, turning the corner of the yard into a realm half real, half whisper. It is a lantern of the living, a reminder that beauty is not born of perfection, but of patience and imagination. Each flower, each thread of color, tells the same quiet truth, even what is broken can hold the sky. And as the evening deepens, the canopy blooms against the fading light, a soft defiance, a promise that even after every storm, something can still grow. When the first light of morning breaks, it finds the garden waiting. Across the branches and vines hang small circles of silver and glass, once forgotten, now reborn as mirrors of the sky. Each CD catches the light, bending it into color, scattering fragments of rainbow across the petals below. The garden shimmers as though the air itself has learned to breathe light. Every time the wind stirs, the reflections dance, across tulip, rose, and cosmos, 1,000 moving suns playing in silence. The old CDs whisper with every turn, their iridescent faces rippling like the surface of water. Children come to chase the colors, laughing as the rainbow runs across their hands. Even the bees seem to follow the light, drifting lazily from reflection to reflection. The scent of flowers mixes with the warmth of the sun, filling the air with something both real and dreamlike. By afternoon, the reflections grow softer, not fading, but melting into gold. The broken mirrors on the garden wall still catch the day, holding it gently, like memories that refuse to disappear. They do not hide their cracks, instead, they shine through them, bending imperfection into beauty. As twilight comes, the garden begins to hum, fairy lights flicker on, and the CDs reflect them like stars caught on strings. The world slows, the air glows, and for a moment, everything feels suspended between light and shadow. It is a place where the discarded has learned to dazzle again, where light is not merely seen but felt. And when night finally falls, the last shimmer lingers, a reminder that even in stillness, beauty can keep on moving. The sound comes first, a quiet, steady whisper of water falling through air. Then the light catches it, sunlight scattering across 1,000 droplets as they fall from one bottle to another, each vessel reborn from what the world once threw away. This fountain was never meant to exist. Its pieces were once forgotten, plastic bottles, dented and dull. Yet here they stand, transformed into tears of life, where petunias spill like laughter over the edges. Their blossoms, pink and violet, seem to float above the water as it dances down the clear spiral of bottles. The garden hums around it, bees circling, the scent of soil and flowers thick in the air. Every drop catches a fragment of light, turning it to gold for just a breath. The water flows endlessly, soft and patient, a quiet hymn of renewal. By afternoon, the air feels alive. The fountain reflects the sky, rippling with blues and greens. A butterfly lands for a drink. A child dips her hand in the stream and gasps as the sun paints her fingers in color. The world feels gentle here, full of second chances. When evening comes, the lights awaken, tiny fairy bulbs tracing the fountain's outline, turning the falling water into threads of silver. The bottles gleam softly, no longer plastic, but glass-like vessels of light and motion. It is peaceful, almost sacred, a reminder that beauty does not need to be born new. Sometimes, the softest things, water, flowers, the touch of care, are enough to make the discarded shine again. And in this summer garden, every drop tells the same story, that what we nurture, we can make bloom. In the corner of the garden stands a tower made of time, old milk cans stacked one above the other, their dents and rust now hidden beneath layers of soft pastel paint. Once used to carry milk from farm to home, they now cradle herbs and flowers, holding life once again under the open sky. The scent of rosemary drifts through the warm morning air, mingling with lavender and mint. Bees hum lazily around the blossoms of petunias that spill from the rims. The cans catch the light, their faded blues and creams glowing softly against the green. There is something humble about them, strong, simple, and beautiful in their second life. Each can tell a story, the lower one, weathered from years of use, the middle, a pale rose hue kissed by sunlight, the top, a mint-green crown where time grows wild and carefree. Together, they rise like a quiet monument to patience, a gentle reminder that beauty doesn't shout, it grows. As afternoon turns to gold, the shadows stretch, and the herb leaves shimmer in the light. The air tastes of earth and summer rain. Someone passes by, brushes a leaf, and smiles as the fragrance fills the air. Evening falls softly, and fairy lights awaken around the tower, turning it into a glowing beacon amid the blooms. There's no sound but the rustle of leaves and the faint whisper of wind. Yet, the garden feels alive, not with movement, but with memory. In this tower of reborn milk cans, the past and the present rest together. What once carried nourishment now gives it again, in a new way, under the forgiving hands of summer. The night is gentle here. The air hums with warmth, carrying the faint scent of roses and wet soil. Along the garden path, jars begin to glow, one by one, like stars finding their place on earth. Each one is different, some tall, some small, some still bearing the faint ghost of their old labels. Once forgotten, now they shine again, filled not with things, but with light. 1,000 small suns burn softly inside them. Their golden glow spills onto the stones, tracing the way forward like a whispered promise. Petals fall quietly, caught in the breeze, landing beside the lights. The garden breathes, a living rhythm of shadow and warmth. You walk slowly, and the lights seem to follow. The glass hums with memory, a jar that once held jam, another that once carried honey. Now, they hold the spirit of summer itself. Fireflies weave through the air, drawn to the glow. Somewhere nearby, water trickles, the soft song of a fountain in the dark. It feels like stepping through a dream you once had as a child, a dream of light that never went out. The night is deep, but never cold. Every jar is a heart, every flicker a story of rebirth. When the wind passes, the flames tremble but do not fade. They bow, they dance, but they remain. Like hope itself, fragile, but bright. And when you reach the end of the path, you realize, it was never about where it led, but what it revealed. That even in the quietest corners, beauty waits for a spark. That even what is ordinary, a jar, a thread of wire, a bit of warmth, can become extraordinary in the hands of love. The lights will fade by morning, but the memory will not. The path of dreams will still glow, somewhere inside the heart. At first, you think they are real. The way the sunlight bends through their wings, the way their shadows flicker on the petals below, it feels alive. But step closer, and you see the truth. They are made of wire, twisted and shaped by patient hands, drawn from the forgotten corners of the shed. Once used to hang clothes, now reborn as guardians of the garden. They stand among the petunias and roses, each frozen in motion, a dance that never ends. One leans toward a dandelion, ready to blow its silver seeds into the air. Another sits quietly on a stone, wings arched in rest. Yet even in stillness, they seem to move. Every breeze gives them life, every glint of sunlight turns them to gold. When the day deepens, and the air fills with the scent of lavender, the fairies begin to glow. Tiny lights weave through their wings, shimmering like captured stars. The garden hums softly, alive with quiet wonder. They are not alive, and yet, they are not lifeless. They are something in between, a breath of imagination turned to form. Children see them first, of course. They point and whisper, certain that the fairies will move when no one's looking. And perhaps they do. For in this place, the boundary between real and dream is thin, like the fine wires that make their wings. By night, the moon finds them and stays. Its silver touch glides along their limbs, and the fairies gleam once more, silent yet speaking to the heart. They tell a story without words, that beauty can rise from scrap, that even the coldest metal can remember how to fly. And so, the garden waits with them, glowing softly, breathing lightly. A home not just for flowers, but for wonder itself. In a world that often forgets to laugh, the garden remembered. It began with a single helmet, cracked, faded, and forgotten in the corner of the shed. One afternoon, someone filled it with soil, pressed a few seeds inside, and waited. Now, months later, the old helmet blooms. Pink petunias spill from its edges like laughter that refuses to fade. Around it, more helmets followed. A yellow one from an old construction job, a white one that once saw the open road, a red one that still carries the scent of gasoline and adventure. Each now holds life instead of motion, green leaves instead of speed. They sit proudly in the sunlight, their scratches turned into character, their dents into stories. The bees don't seem to mind their odd shapes, the butterflies land without hesitation. Even the wind pauses to admire how the flowers dance from their unlikely pots. The garden has become a gallery of joy, proof that beauty doesn't always take itself too seriously. When evening falls, the helmets glow under string lights, shining like bright little moons in a sea of petals. A silver one twinkles near the fence, and for a moment, you could almost believe it's a fairy's crown. The scent of cosmos and mint lingers in the air, sweet and wild. Each helmet, once made to protect, now nurtures. It shelters something softer, roots, color, life. And as you walk through this garden of rebirth, you realize it's not just about plants or paint. It's about giving the past something new to hold. The world may not always need armor, but every garden could use a little courage, and maybe a helmet or two that remembers how to bloom. Every garden has a language. Some speak in scent, lavender, mint, rosemary. Others whisper in color, petals saying what words cannot. But this garden, it writes its story in tiny letters across 100 bottle caps. They shimmer in the sunlight, bright circles of red, blue, yellow, and green, each pressed into the soil beside a living thing. Once twisted shut on a bottle of soda or milk, they now carry names: time, sage, cosmos, petunia. Their colors guide the eye, their words guide the hand. The garden feels alive with personality, every plant seen, every bloom remembered. There is something joyful in their simplicity. A cap is not much, light, disposable, often ignored. Yet, with a little paint and care, it becomes a keeper of stories. The handwriting wavers slightly, imperfect but warm, a human mark among nature's lines. Bees move lazily between the labels, unbothered by their presence. The light catches on the metal rims, scattering soft gleams across the herbs. As evening settles, the names glow softly under the golden hue of lanterns. The garden hums with quiet pride, it knows what it is, and it knows who tends it. The caps rest in their places like small medals of attention, proof that someone cared enough to remember. In a world that often forgets to slow down, there's something powerful in writing a name on a leaf's companion. In saying, "I see you. I'll care for you." These tiny labels hold no grandeur, no perfection. But they hold meaning. They turn waste into words, and words into love. And perhaps that's what every garden truly needs, not more space, or water, or even sunlight, but a little recognition. A name, softly spoken in color. It began as a wall, just wood, weathered and gray, leaning quietly against the garden fence. It had once carried crates and burdens, traveled across years of dust and work. But one summer morning, someone saw something else in it, not what it was, but what it could hold. Now, it stands reborn. Rows of small pots bloom from its heart, each one spilling with color and life. Mint and rosemary breathe beside pink petunias, lavender hums beside ivy and thyme. The palette has become a living thing, its wood no longer dry, but pulsing with green. The scent is thick with earth and sunlight, the kind that makes you forget the world beyond the fence. The air hums with the low music of bees. Water trickles gently from a small bottle tucked near the base. There's order, but not too much. Nature prefers her chaos soft and kind. Every pot, every flower, seems to know its place without being told. By afternoon, the light slides across the wood, catching the faded brush strokes of paint, mint, cream, pale pink. You can see the touch of human hands, imperfect, loving, real. It's a wall made not by machines, but by care. When night comes, the fairy lights stir awake. They cast a golden glow across the leaves, turning each flower into a small lantern. The palette wall becomes a soft mural of life, one that breathes even in stillness. Somewhere between wood and water, between color and quiet, this wall has found its voice. It doesn't speak in words, but in bloom, a quiet reminder that even the simplest things, given a chance, can learn to live again. They were meant to be ordinary spoons and forks, tools of the table, forgotten when their shine dulled. But one summer afternoon, they found new purpose in the hands of a dreamer. Bent, welded, and brushed with color, they rose again, not as utensils, but as blossoms of light and steel. Now they live in the garden, where real flowers bloom and fade with the seasons. The metal ones do not wilt. They catch the sunlight and scatter it across the petals around them. Some shimmer gold like captured morning, others glow with soft blue, green, and rose. They hum quietly in the breeze, their reflections flickering like small miracles. The garden around them seems to welcome them, vines curl gently at their base, bees land for a moment before realizing there is no nectar here, only beauty. The air smells of lavender and warm metal. Every surface tells a story, a scratch, a dent, a memory of touch. At dusk, they gleam in the half-light, holding on to the day a little longer. The fairy lights above turn the metal into something alive, a living constellation rooted in soil. The garden becomes a gallery, where nature and craft hold hands. And as the night deepens, the flowers of steel whisper in their own quiet language. They speak of rebirth, of the grace in imperfection, of how even what once served the smallest of purposes can grow into art. They remind the garden, and those who pass by, that beauty is not bound by life, or youth, or even time. Some flowers fade. Others endure. But these bloom forever, under every sun.